Hey friends, if you're interested in the latest immigration news, watch this video. In this one, or in this live session, we're going to talk about the budget reconciliation. The plan was revealed today. Today, the Democrats published what they are calling the 2022 budget resolution. So if you're out there today and you'd like to discuss this with me, come on and join in, and let's do it. And as you're coming on, just let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and say something nice. Say something nice. Let's start the week off with something really amazing to say to each other. Okay, so for those of you who are new to me, welcome. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with folks all over the U.S. and in many different countries. Follow me and my firm, our work, the attorneys, the good stuff that we're doing at McBeanLaw.com. And I see that folks are starting to come on. Just say hello, say something super nice. All right, so let's talk about this, guys. Today, the Democrats, the Democrats revealed their budget resolution. And over the past few months, you know that we've been talking a lot about, well, what are they going to do? And firstly, is immigration going to be part of anything that they do? And so today they did reveal the plan. This is their 3.5 trillion plan. It's very significant. It's very big. It includes things touching on climate change, childcare, healthcare laws, and some other things, and as well as immigration. Okay, and it increases taxes as well, which, I'm not going to comment on that one publicly. But anyway, it does a number of things, but more pointedly, and for your purposes, the immigration part of things is really interesting. And I want us to take a look at it. And as you're coming on, I see a lot of you coming on now. Thank you so much for joining me in this live session from Chicago and from all over Georgia and in other places. Now, so this is the budget, the resolution, okay, that was introduced today. And it's really not easy to read, okay? And we're not going to go through this. It's 92 pages. We're not going to go through it. But what we will touch on is the instructions that the Senate Democratic leadership sent on to the individual committees, instructing them to draft legislation. But before I do that, let me show you this just briefly. This article from The Hill today. Budget package includes plan for pathway to citizenship, green cards for millions. Okay, and so this is actually a very, very big deal. Now, what plan is included in this? What are they going to do? Well, look at the instructions here. The instructions to Democratic senators sent out today says this. On July 13th, 2021, the Senate Budget Committee, with the support of Leader Schumer and President Biden, announced a framework agreement of $3.5 trillion in fiscal year 2022 budget reconciliation instructions to enact the Build Back Better agenda. Okay, the Build Back Better agenda. The agreement calls for the $3.5 trillion in long-term investments to be fully offset by a combination of new tax revenues, guys, health care savings, and long-term economic growth. In addition, the agreement would prohibit new taxes on families making less than $400,000 per year and on small businesses and family farms. Now, we're not going to read all of this. Let's jump to the section, the instructions on to the Senate Judiciary Committee on immigration. Now, part of this is, here it is, includes $107 billion. Okay, $107 billion for immigration purposes. And the three bullets here don't really tell us much. The first bullet says, it says the Judiciary Committee receives an instruction of $107 billion for what? Lawful permanent status for qualified immigrants, investments in smart and effective border security measures, and community violence intervention initiative. Okay, incredibly vague, incredibly vague. But again, lawful permanent status for qualified immigrants and investment in border security measures and community violence intervention initiative. Now, if you've been meeting with me over the past few months, one of the things that you may have heard me say in some consultations is that we won't know specifically who budget reconciliation would help if they do end up doing this, right? We don't know yet. All we know is that generally, they're targeting dreamers, they're targeting TPS holders, temporary protected status holders, they're targeting farm workers and essential workers. That's really it. We don't know how many. Yeah, we hear 10 million, some days we hear 11 million, then other times we hear, and I say, oh, they're going to whittle it down, they're going to make it something really small. We don't know yet. What will happen next is crucial to us getting understanding about who this will really help. Because what's going to happen next is that the committees are instructed to create the legislation that will tell us how all of this will work. And so this budget resolution, it's directing a dozen committees on the Senate side and 13 committees on the House side to draft this package. Again, only a simple majority vote is needed to make this happen. And so the Democrats are looking to obviously do this. They will be doing this entirely on their own. They cannot afford to lose a single Democrat support on the Senate side, but on the House side, they could afford to lose about 3. That's what I've been hearing. And then the deadline for the committees to draft the legislation is September 15th, because again, remember, the fiscal year begins October 1st. So they've got to get this done very, very quickly over the next several weeks. After the committees draft the legislation, then the all of the bills will be bundled together into one big package for debate, okay, on the floor. And then after that happens, obviously some other procedural stuff will happen in between. But after that happens, they're going to vote out on this. And again, this is entirely driven by Senate Democrats, House Democrats for the most part support it as well on the leadership side. President Biden supports it. He kind of equivocated at one point, but then he came back and said, okay, I support this, and he does, obviously. And so that's where we're at. We're at the point now where we see for ourselves the instruction to the committee to draft legislation that would provide lawful permanent status to certain qualified immigrants. And we're speculating that they're farm workers, essential workers, TPS holders, and dreamers. It's been a long day. I've been in meetings all day. Okay, so watch over the next several weeks what they're going to do, as well as the Senate parliamentarian weighing in, of course, very critical to this process. And then September 15th is that deadline for the committees to get the legislation out. So, so that's just a few weeks. So in any event, guys, I wanted to jump back on here and let you guys know what's going on. You may have read it in the news as well, but this is where things are right now with respect to the immigration part of it. Now, one thing I will say, just as a reminder, is that through the reconciliation process, they are not allowed to reform the laws. They're not allowed to change things, okay? They're not to do that. They're going to create programs, all right, that would provide permanent or lawful permanent status to individuals. So guys, if you enjoy this information, you enjoyed this little pop-up live session this afternoon, give me some hearts and likes, comment below. And then Tamika asked, how can we view this budget agreement? What I'm going to do, Tamika, I'm going to put the link to, you don't want to Tamika, you don't want to review the budget resolution. Okay, I didn't want to review it either. It's awful. It's not readable. What is readable, though, Tamika, is the memo, the instructions that I pulled up for you, and I could put a link to that after this live session. But thank you very much for that. And not every, a lot of people are not going to agree with this whole package. There's aspects of what they're doing that I don't even agree with. What I do think is necessary is reform, okay, of our immigration system. That part I think is definitely necessary. Thank you for that, Thomas. You guys are awesome. I love to see you guys show up everywhere I go. Love it, love it, love it. And so, yes, I'm going to put the link to my page after this session so that you could see the memorandum for yourself, and as well as the budget resolution if you want to review that, okay? So, guys, again, just a quick recap. The Senate, the Democrats have revealed their resolution, budget resolution, and it includes immigration. It includes immigration programs for qualified immigrants, and let's continue to see what they do. If you're feeling optimistic that this is going to help you or some people, let me know how your thoughts below. Share this video with other people who may be going through an immigration process and may have hit a roadblock or a wall, and this is the only opportunity that they have to become lawful. Share this with them. Share this in your feed. Follow me closely on Instagram at McBean Immigration Law, as well as subscribe to my channel, McBean Immigration TV on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be alerted each time I put out a video. Guys, thank you so much for being with me and for sharing your thoughts below in this one. And I will see you in the next one. And don't forget, if you are seeking immigration, you need immigration guidance, advice, look at our website at McBeanLaw.com to see what we do and how we help people around the world each day through our really good work. Contact us for an appointment, get on our calendars, meet with us so that we could dive deeper to see how we may be able to assist you with your immigration matter. Guys, have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.